Today's episode of Fun with Cars, we're going to fix a leaky slave cylinder for the clutch on this 1974 TR6 Triumph. Appears to be a brand new unused slave cylinder that came with the car. It's got a little corrosion on it from sitting in the glove box, but we'll clean it up and we'll install it. You can see by that spot on the floor, the old slave cylinder has been dripping. It's causing problems getting it into first gear. So, I don't know if, that doesn't look to be anything but the slave cylinder that's leaking. So, we're going to take that clevis pin out, we're going to take those two bolts out, and we're going to take that hose off. Why does it look like somebody spaced it? I don't know. We'll get that out and we'll put the new one in. Took the cotter pin out, and that clevis pin, after shaking and manipulating that rod a little bit, slid right out, or sliding right out. Take that out all the way. Basically, you just pull this out and this will come down. Eventually, somehow. There we go. Wasn't very happy, but it came out. We're taking these two bolts out here. There's bolts and nuts. There were washers in here. I think somebody shimmed this forward to give the clutch more throw because they were having a problem. Assume that's why there was a master or slave cylinder in the car when I got it. So I broke the line free with when the bolts were still connected. That way I can just spin this out. And when we get it unthreaded, we're going to let all that fluid drain out of it too, because we're going to put fresh fluid in. The forums, they suggest the silicone fluid, which I think is probably a good bet. But I don't have any silicone fluid, so there's never time to do it right. There's always time to do it over. I have fresh, brand new brake fluid. That's what we're going to use. That's what it had in it. So we're going to put in it. I'm going to drain that out. And we'll get fresh fluid in. And then we'll see if we can one person bleed it. I think that's possible. The other video I watched, they said, oh, this is a two-person job. I think it's possible to bleed this with one person. That's my guess. So I'll get the new master cylinder ready to go in. Favorite paint prepping technique, just to boil off any water, but I'm not going to get this very hot because it's got seals in there we don't want to ruin. So just trying to cook off some of the moisture off of the casting so that we can give it a light coat of paint to make it look nice again. Rust-Oleum would give me, a sponsorship because I use their products all the time in my videos, but they haven't yet. So if you're from Rust-Oleum, you want to sponsor me, please reach out. Okay, so the Rust-Oleum Rust Reformer, we're going to coat it with first. Just a very light coat. Just to stop any potential corrosion that was there and started. Like I said, this is a new part that has been just sitting in the back of the car. Sorry, my finger is crossing. This should make it look a little bit more like we care. And the finish coat, we're going to use Rust-Oleum 2X. This is probably the fastest drying paint and it coats it the best. It's metallic gold. Capture the spraying of this so you can see what kind of professional look this makes it out to be. So when it's sitting in the car, it will look like something. Gold paint is baking in the sun. Looks pretty good. We're at the master cylinder for the clutch. Once again, everyone recommended silicone .5 brake fluid. Probably not a bad idea. This had .3 in it all its life, so we're going to probably continue with that. I have brand new, fresh .3 brake fluid. The silicone will last longer, probably cause you less problems, but this system is pretty simple, so we're going to go with what it had. Using SuperTech .3 brake fluid, one thing you have to be very careful with is paint. So I got a funnel here so I can pour it in very slowly. Now the system's still open, so I have to get the new master cylinder in before. Now I poured some in just to flush it out, but I'm going to wait till the master cylinder and the slave cylinder are all connected, and then we'll start filling it, and then we'll start the bleed procedure. New slave cylinder is in there. I tighten it with the impact driver so it's tight. Both bolts. Now I will put some anti-seize on the threads of that line, and then I'll thread the line in. Then we'll re-hook up the rod and clevis pin. The line is on and tight. All the two holding bolts are torqued. We're going to put the rod back on. I got a bunch of dirt on it. We're going to put the rod back on with the protective seal cover right there. The other thing, this has got to go in the bottom. That bottom hole is where it goes. What I'm going to do is put some anti-seize all over this and over the clevis pin when I put it all back together so it's got some lubrication. You could use regular wheel bearing grease too. I'm just going to use anti-seize because I got it out. You know, if any corrosion, rust, or burrs on the clevis pin before you put it back in, and definitely lubricate it and use a new cotter pin. I filled up the master cylinder. I got the new cotter pin installed. Make sure you use a very extra long one like I did and just wrap it around 500 times because you don't feel like getting the side cutters to cut it. Just kidding, that's what I did. I got it bleeding, then we're going to bleed it. My kid's home, so I'm going to have him push the pedal, or my daughter. Hose there, my assistant is going to push down on the pedal and let off the pedal a couple times. Go ahead. Okay, it's not moving, so we got air in there we got to get out. All right, push down and hold. We're bleeding it plenty of times. We got fluid all over the place. We got to clean all that up, but we have a full pedal and a full travel now, so we're going to clean this all up and top off the cylinder again, and we should be good to go. The master cylinder is topped right off with clean fluid. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'll put a link in the description or at the end of this video for the rescue of this car.